What's up? It's KurtTer85. I want to start. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a second. I've been doing exams and I uploaded that short film. I hope y'all liked it. I had been working on that for like 3 months and then I finally finished it recently. Like there was a gap between when I finished it. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do next, but we'll try and figure it out. So, but now I'm just gonna get back to your regularly scheduled content. And I'm just gonna go over the last 4, 5, couple movies I've watched. I don't want to talk about like movies I've watched recently that I've already talked about. But yeah, I have some thoughts that I want to share. Because on my letterboxd, I usually don't write like a really long review about something unless, actually that's a good segue, unless you're talking about My Neighbor Totoro. Because I saw that in theaters recently. I think I already talked about this. But I saw that in theaters recently. Sorry, I just woke up. I just woke up and it's 11 o'clock. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So I saw My Neighbor Totoro in theaters. And it was so overwhelming to me, it just started making me cry. It's just one of the most beautiful movies ever. Okay, I'm just gonna do my last 4 though. Little Women. I rewatched Little Women. Absolutely fantastic. Like, I genuinely didn't remember loving it that much, but it's so great. Every single actor really does like bring their A game. Like, Florence Pugh is amazing. I forgot how much I love Florence Pugh. It's been a minute since I've seen her in a role that like really actually blew me away and like actually made me feel something for real. But Joe in this movie is not Joe. Is it Joe? No, it's not Joe. God! But Florence Pugh's character in this movie really like was amazing. And she had she has her smile or her frown. Which, you know, is hit or miss for me. But, like in hey, buddy, look at him. Yeah, you know, I think Greta Gerwig's touch is there. I think I'm honestly pretty, upset with, like, I watched part of Barbie right after I didn't finish it. But it made me kind of upset as to, like, I think Little Women is so much better than Barbie. And I think Lady Bird is so much better than Barbie. I think it's gonna be weird because she's also doing a 2-part Narnia movie series. And I don't know, I like her doing these like smaller movies that aren't necessarily, well, Little Women is based on, you know, like a book, but I like the more intimate stories that she tells instead of these like big grand stories so far. I mean, we've only seen one of the big grand story, only one of them, but I think her style, at least, as it works right now, I like it better in a more intimate, like, context, I guess. Not necessarily like it can be big budget, like Little Women was big budget, but it's something about the scale of Barbie, which obviously Barbie had to be huge scale. I don't know. I think Chronicles of Narnia has a really good chance, though. I think it is more of an intimate movie, and I think she could do some really cool things with it. But I also just really like seeing filmmakers do kind of an original take on something. I'm kind of tired of, like, remakes of old media. Like, I've read the Chronicles of Narnia. I know what's going to happen in the movie already. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm just going to the theater to see what Greta Gerwig does with it. Which is fine, but, you know, I prefer the other way around, you know? I gotta pee. Good place for him to sit. I love him so much. Okay, so the next movie I watched, here, come sit in my lap, buddy. The next movie I watched, I actually watched these two back to back. The next two. He wants to be on camera. I watched the next two back to back. It was, the first one I watched is White Bird in a Blizzard, which might not be, like, well known, but it's on HBO Max. And it's by my favorite filmmaker, Greg Araki. And I had never gotten around to it because it seemed pretty low-key for his. I've watched some of his later stuff that came out after this, but it was definitely him going more back to his, like, roots in the later ones. But this one kind of always seemed like an outcast, not an outcast, but like an outlier in his discography to me. And so, and also the ratings were, like, kind of mixed, like, and I didn't really know a lot of people who had seen it. And so I just kind of hadn't watched it, but I was just impulsively, like, scrolling, and I was just like, click start. And I was actually pretty impressed. I actually really liked it. It still had a lot of Greg Araki's, like, charm and coolness, like the voiceover, which I'm really not a fan of, but the way Greg Araki goes about it, I think, is really impressive. I think he actually nails it all the time, because he, like, a core part of a lot of his movies are just a little voiceover. And I saw a lot of people not liking the voiceover, and I understand it. I understand why people don't like the voiceover, because I don't like voiceover. But I think part of it is just me really liking Greg Araki in the first place, and, like, having that bias, I guess, going into it. But I thought it was cool. Main actress is amazing, and it's a really, like, twisty tale. I don't know. I thought it was intimate in a way that only Greg Araki can do. I don't think it was necessarily, like, his best. I think he was phoning it in for a little bit. I think this definitely also has a little bit of, like, corporate stink on it. Like, you can tell, I think you can tell that, I might be wrong, and if not, I think this is probably just something that Greg did, and I don't love it. But there's a ton of parts where I'm like, it feels like this is somewhere where Big Suits came in and, like, wrote this part in. And there's a couple parts that are, like, illogical and, like, don't make sense in the plot, but it's like, okay, I don't really care about that. And then the twist at the end, I'll say, is mid. Well, okay, the main twist at the end is good. Like, the main twist at the end of it being one person is really good. But then there's a little second twist that happens within the last, like, minute of the movie, and I'm just kind of, like, mixed on it. I'm just like, it's alright. And it kind of ties back to Greg Araki, like, as a filmmaker. Like, I think it's an internalized thing for him to kind of, like, I'm not going to read him. I don't know who he is in real life, but, yeah, I'll just say it might be, like, an internalized ending. Rocco, what are you barking about? Okay, and then right after that, I watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And I think I have shockingly little to say about this one. I think what's his deal? What did I do? I think, Jim... I'll play with you in a second. Okay. I think... What? I think he just had to use the bathroom, and he's a little hyped up. So I'm gonna play with him right after this, but... He's a good boy. Yeah. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, sorry. It was good. I can't, like, don't get me wrong, it was good. I think Jim Carrey was great. Shockingly, I mean, okay. I think Jim Carrey was alright. I think there's a reason he's known for, like, The Mask and stuff, and more, sillier roles than his serious roles. because I think it's partially because of his character in the movie, but it's just a very, like, bland performance, and it's a kind of bland performance. Like, there's not really anything memorable that he really, I don't know, in my opinion, except for, like the baby stuff. I thought he was killing it there. Like, I was like, this is Jim Carrey. And I'm open to seeing, like, actors just do different things in their, like, what's a good example? I don't know. There's a ton of good examples of, like, times that actors have gone from sillier to serious or serious to sillier, and I've loved it. I just don't think he, like, necessarily hits that mark for me on this one. I haven't seen a bunch of his other serious roles, but yeah. I think Clementine, the actor that plays Clementine, does great. I think Mark Ruffalo is actually really good. I didn't know they were in this either. I thought, oh my gosh, what's her name? It's gonna kill me. It's such a famous person too. And she was in Civil War. Kristen Dunst. I thought she was great. Kristen Dunst, like, blew me away. She was amazing. And the visuals in the movie were top-notch. Like, I loved the look of it and the, like, almost like Blair Witch Project vibes some of the shots had. Like, very grimy and, like, distorted. Like, I thought the memory segments were really cool. I think I'm just left wondering, yeah, I guess I just don't understand it completely. I guess I don't understand all of the hype. You know, it's maybe just a me thing. I'm a hater. But, yeah, it's just not my, I guess it wasn't my cup of tea. It was a little too, maybe I did like it. I'm gonna give it 4 now. Sorry. I do like it. It's just not my cup of tea, I guess. I don't know how to, I can't put my finger on why it, like, it didn't hit for me as much. But I'll just leave it there. And then, lastly, this is the last one I'm going to talk about. Die Hard, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. I saw that in the Alabama theater with a friend, and I had just a gay old time. Just a gay old time. Really fun movie, especially in such a big theater. And I'm going to say, yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Because they literally reference Christmas all the time. This is my friend, shout out you for convincing me. Because when I first left, I was like, maybe not. But then, it was like, okay, there's references to Christmas throughout the entire movie. They play a Christmas song in the ending credits. And it's like, Christmas is like, they bring up Christmas Eve like a lot in the movie. They're like, it's Christmas Eve. You can't do that. It's Christmas. Like, it's obviously, like, supposed to be set around Christmas, and, like, I think it's a Christmas movie. But I also understand people that, my phone ran out of storage. Like, I don't really care. If you don't think it's a Christmas movie, I'm not gonna die on that hill. But most people watch Die Hard at Christmas time. Whether you think it's a Christmas movie or not, like, it definitely has, like, Christmas vibes, whether it's just, like, socially or, like, in the movie. I think it has definite Christmas vibes that need to be upheld and respected. Yeah, I don't really have thoughts on it, though. I thought it was good, you know, fun. There were a lot of weird lines that I couldn't really understand that well because we were so far away, because our seats were kind of ass, but that's okay, because we got there late. It was kind of our fault. I thought it was exciting. I thought there were a bunch of really cool, like, sequences. Like, the scene, like, especially for someone who's seen it for the first time. This was my first time seeing it. Like, the scene where, I'm gonna spoil Die Hard. If you haven't seen Die Hard, get out. Where the bomb goes off at the bottom, and it's, like, the biggest explosion. Like, way bigger than the last one, and it's, like, bigger than you expect it to be. We were like... And, like... all of the different, like, random killings that happen, where the guy's on the phone and he's like, yeah, wow, nah. And then he just goes, pew. It was crazy. I really did like those sequences. I think there's a little bit of dullness between it, but, you know, a little bit too much talking, like, get on with it, you know, type of thing. And I didn't think it was really, like, necessarily, I mean, I guess it was, like, themes of loving your family and appreciating that, but it wasn't, it was obviously just trying to be a fun movie, which I'm okay with. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for Kurt Turd 85 today. It's a pretty sunny day, if you couldn't tell, and I'm having a good time. At the beginning of this video, I was kind of nervous, because I was like, I haven't recorded in like 5 days, it's probably gonna feel kind of weird. But then I just started talking, and I like it. It reminded me why I like this. Me acting like I've been gone for like 2 years, 3 days. Also, this is big news. My family got a hot tub in our backyard. It was kind of like our Christmas gift for ourselves. So maybe I'll do a video in the hot tub. Should I do a video in the hot tub? I love it when y'all comment. It's probably my favorite thing is when I see that somebody commented and I get to respond to it. It's like, or like hearted, or I don't know. I just love it when people comment. So comment down below so I can talk to you. So I can talk to, sorry. And yeah, I think it's the 19th. So I got to put up an advent calendar guy. Today we got a gingerbread. All right. Merry Christmas. Kurt 35 out.